Hello, everybody. Hi, students. I hope everyone's staying safe and everyone's healthy. I'm going to go over pretty much all of their career education that I can possibly provide you with the information. So if you have your smartphones, a pen and paper, you want to jot some of this information down, please feel free to do so. But again, I'm Roxanne. I am the CTE counselor at Imperial Valley College, and I help coordinate some of the programs that are there. And I also oversee some of the articulation for career education in the high schools and credit by exam. So one of the questions that I get a lot from students when we go to the high schools or when I'm just talking to students about what career education is they're not very familiar at exactly what that title means. What is career education? I thought all education kind of leads to career. Well, career specific education back then was known as career technical education is just pretty much pathways that allow you to just go into a certain job, provide that skill set for that job. And in Imperial Valley College, what we do is not only provide the theory of what you're learning in that specific pathway, but we also provide a hands-on job opportunity training programs and other resources that help you obtain that job. Because not all students are looking to go and further their career. And I'll kind of talk a little bit about that, about the differences in degree and certificates. But here with career education, it's about providing the technical training for the occupational training to get you a job as soon as you graduate. And they're shorter if you go through the certificate program. Even though on the left side of the career pathways that I mentioned, it's a lot of really big words like advanced manufacturing, advanced transportation. What all of these different pathways cover is just the different programs that we have at the school. And these are just fancy names for those, just like our auto tech program, our welding program. We have the wastewater treatment program. We have low voltage electrical programs. So, and I just named a few, but there's so many more that fit into these categories. So with some of these CTE programs, some of the certificates can be obtained as little as 16 weeks and have you working and joining the workforce just 4 months after you've completed your training, and provides you the opportunity to actually go and test. One of them that I actually talk to some of the students about, especially students who want to go to public safety and health services, is our EMT program. So those students who want to be EMTs and work on the ambulance or work in the hospital, the training is about 16 weeks, which is 4 months. And right after that, you are given the amount of information and skill set to be able to test to earn that certification, and then you're able to join the workforce. Other than that, in addition to that, you also are provided on the job training, internships, and other career resources. So these are really good programs because holistically they work together to make sure that you're obtaining not only your educational goals, but also your career goals. So some students say, well, I want to work. I want to kind of go get my certificate and just go out there and start working. Why do I need a degree, or what is the difference if I have a certificate or degree? So just let me kind of point out a few highlighted areas in the degree. So an associate degree is earned in about 2 years. And I know some students that have called or have met with some of the counselors discuss about earning like a bachelor's degree, which is after the associate's degree. A bachelor's degree takes 4 years to earn. An associate's degree, which you can obtain in IVC, is 2 years, and it is dependent on the individual, meaning that depending on how many courses you take, if you're a full-time student, if you're a part-time student, if you take a break, it may take you more than 2 years, or it may take you less than 2 years. It really depends on that individual, but commonly it's about 2 years. The degree includes the core classes, which are specific to the program that you are in, specific to that discipline, but it also is included with general education. So you get a more of a broad overview of education. You have more in-depth knowledge, and it's just well-rounded. The first steps towards higher education with this degree just means better job opportunities and higher wage earning potential, which means that once you obtain your associate's degree, it provides you the opportunity to transfer or to go on to, a four-year university to earn your bachelor's degree, and then go on to get your master's degree if that's something that you want to achieve. With the certificate, a certificate is achieved in less time than 2 years. We have and I'll discuss that a little bit more in depth, but we have like fast track programs associated with some of the certificates, which can earn you a certificate in welding, let's say, in about a year. So, and then after that, you are able to take the test and see if you're able to earn that certification, an additional, which is an industry recognized certification. But this certificate is achieved after you complete just the required coursework. It doesn't include any of your general education. What it does is it just provides you the skill training related to that specific area of study. So it doesn't provide that whole overview of area or that broad, educational opportunity that the degree offers. So with the certificate, it's very, very specific to what you're studying. With the degree, it's more broad and provides different types of career opportunities and choices. Certificate mainly for one job, one career. Degree opens doors to many different areas. So example, what I was talking about, higher potential wage earning and what those opportunities are. When you start with an EMT, which would take about 4 months, you commonly, and this is nationally, it's $17.64 per hour. It could be less, it could be more, and about $36,700 annually. For those EMTs that start off in that profession and want to move, forward and get their degree and go on to become a paramedic, some of them go on to become registered nurses, but paramedics will earn about $31.25 per hour and $65,000 annually with that degree. So you can see the difference there. So you can see what it would look like. Some students who really want to work and want to use that source of income for whatever their needs are, typically want to go for the certificate first so they can start working. But while working, they're also earning their degree, which many students do that. Many students are able to earn their certificate and the degree, or even dual certificates, 2, 3 certificates, 3 degrees. It's obtainable because some of those courses that you share, they're all general education courses and they all have a similar specific coursework. Additional career education resources that we offer at IVC is credit by exam, the dual enrollment program, fast track programs. We have Career Center and we have job readiness. So credit by exam is the process that the student has in which they have that opportunity to earn college credit by just demonstrating what they already know in the subject through this examination process. Even though this opportunity is available for high school students, this opportunity is available for all IVC students. So some students will come in, especially in career education, because they have already obtained some sort of certification in maybe the one of the starting classes, maybe the beginning courses, and they feel they already have enough knowledge in that subject area that they're able to test, earn that college credit and move to the next, which will reduce the time it takes them to earn that certificate or degree. And also the credit that is earned by credit by exam is transferable to any of the institutions that has an aligning course, which is another community college, Cal State, or UC. For more information regarding credit by exam, please jot down this number. It's Diana Sandoval, and this is her number, and she can provide you with, a different, more detailed version of what the credit by exam entails. Excuse me. Dual enrollment. And the reason I bring up dual enrollment is because a lot of students have questions about dual enrollment and sometimes confuse it with credit by exam or confuse it with concurrent enrollment. So dual enrollment involves the high school students to take IVC courses at their high school and earn that college credit for those courses, as opposed to credit by exam, where you are able to take a test to showcase that you have the knowledge in that subject to be able to reach that competency level we're looking for so you can move forward in your pathway. With the dual enrollment program, there's a process, there's an application registration process. If you have any questions regarding the dual enrollment program and you want to participate or just earn more or learn more general information, please contact our Associate Dean, Victor Torres. He's more than willing to help. He loves to talk to students. So this is his phone number. And also your high school counselors have information regarding this and what courses are going to be offered specific to your high school. We do have courses that are going to be offered in the spring. So please contact your high school counselor for more in-depth information. Please contact Victor Torres at the number below. Okay. With concurrent enrollment, this is the process of completing a college course while attending high school. It's different from dual enrollment. So you actually go to IVC, you attend the course as you would and any other IVC student. Fees are waived in most of these cases. So I would contact my counselor if you are interested in taking a course while attending high school. But if the course is one of the English, math, or science courses, it's very important that you meet with an IVC counselor before submitting your application so they can kind of go over your education plan with you and make sure that you are able to do those courses. So please meet with the counselor, make an appointment. All the counselors are ready to help, and they are more than willing to provide any information you have in terms of trying to reduce that amount of time in order to achieve your education goals, specifically earning your certification or your degree. And that's the number below if you want to make an appointment. With our Career Center, our IVC Career Services Center is just a slew of resources just to provide you so much career development resources, partnerships, making sure that you have what you need to go out there and be work ready for that workforce. Some of the workshops and some of the some of the help that we provide is resume building, which is very important to some of the students who have gone through some of these courses, some of these career education certification courses or pathways, and they just want to, they're ready to go earn and they're ready to go work, and they don't really know how to compose an effective or a functioning resume. We do have those workshops, and we do have people that are assisting to making sure that you have, the best resume possible and cover letter and so forth. We also have interview preparedness, which is really cool. We have really awesome tools that kind of record you during the interview, and they're able to play it back and then provide just feedback with that. So you're able to see some of the things that you say, how you move your body, and then they provide these different types of just kind of feedback and say, hey, this would be better if you would have added this or that. And it's really awesome. In addition to that, we have our job search and application assistant. So if you are looking for a job and you just really don't know how to answer some of the questions, because some of the questions could be very vague and you just don't know what the answer could be, or you just are at a loss of words, we do have those assisting to make sure that they're able to help you complete that. And we have so many other career workshops. So if you are interested in any of this, please contact Marisela Moreno at the Career Center. This is her number. And she will be able to set an appointment or even answer your questions over the phone. And it's really a great resource, especially trying to find these jobs and trying to earn these degrees and certifications. So students ask, okay, I want to go to IVC. I want to see what I'm able to obtain there and what my journey is going to look like. Well, how do I start? What do I do? So the first thing that you do is you complete your application for admission at OpenCCC Apply. That is on our homepage. All you do is go to Getting Started for a new student, and it'll take you right to that page. And I'll kind of go over that a little bit with you, so walk you through that. But you complete that application for admission at OpenCCC Apply. After you complete that, it is best to meet with the counselor, because some students who are wanting to earn their degree and want to go and take, some of those math, science, English courses are skeptical, or they're just at a loss and confused and don't know which course to take. So a counselor will help with that placement, and it's going to be dependent on your grades from high school, what you've achieved in high school, and actually what your strengths are. And you'll have a counselor that kind of walks you through that. So it's best to schedule an appointment with them. And again, I put that phone number. Well, actually, admissions and records is I just put that phone number for any of the students that need information more on that application. But with the counselor, there's that phone number for the counselor, 355-6543. After that, you want to complete your online orientation. And again, the counselor will walk you through that and show you exactly how to do that. After that, you'll apply for financial aid. I think later on we have the financial aid orientation and presentation, and then you'll be able to to have some more questions regarding financial aid. But if you do have any questions from just this presentation, that is the phone number there that you can contact any of our financial aid support team. You register for classes and then you start your courses and have fun. IVC is meant to be an opportunity for you to learn, but an opportunity for you to also grow and to really seek and see what all the resources are and what our institution has to provide for you. These are some really key people if you have any further questions, but specifically if it's just about career education, about just the logistics of it. And the best resource for that would be our Dean of Economic and Workforce Development, which is Efrain Silva. And this is his contact information. If you ever need to speak to him, he has an open door policy. He loves to speak to students. So this is, you know, a good resource to have, a good number to have in your back pocket. Also, again, the Associate Dean of Workforce is Victor Torres, who oversees the dual enrollment program, oversees the adult education program. That would be, you know, a good resource for you to have as well. This is my information. You're more than welcome to call me. You're more than welcome to email me, set an appointment, or even email me some questions that you have, and I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. In regards to our Career Services Center, we have our internship coordinator, which is Jeanette Cruz. This is her phone number. If you have any information regarding internship opportunities, even if you're a starting student, if you have just applied and you are looking for an internship opportunity, she is the person to talk to. She has placed many students in internship programs and is very quite successful in that. So that is a great resource to have as well. Genaro Ayala is our job placement case manager. And this is his information, and he assists with a job placement in regards to working with the employer and seeing what types of skills they want, and also being a resource for the student. And last, Marisela Moreno, she is our student success specialist for the Career Services Center. Anything that has to do with employment readiness, workshops, resume building, interviews, career services letters, or so forth, that would be a great resource for you to have as well. Please take down that information. So if you want to have just more information regarding career education as a whole throughout all the community colleges and what those pathways look like to the university levels, please visit our careered.org, or you can go onto our webpage, which is imperial.edu. Go to courses and programs and then career education, and it'll provide you a more in-depth look at what our courses look like and what courses, what our programs look like and what courses to take to achieve that certificate and degree. And now I'm opening it up for questions if any students have any questions regarding that. I know I kind of went a little fast, so if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help.
Hey, well, Roxanne, thank you so much. Let me pop in right now and I'll moderate any questions that come into the question and answer box. So students, we are glad you are joining us. As you may have learned over the last 2 weeks, the Imperial County Office of Education, by the way, my name's Todd Evangelist and I work for the Imperial County Office of Education, and we're hosting Higher Ed virtual week that is happening all of last week and this week as well. At the top of every hour, we have a new presenter from a college or university that is sharing about their programs and their universities. And today, right now, at the 1 o'clock hour, we have Roxanne Morales from the CE program, or CTE, Career Technical Education at IVC at the community college called Career Education, and from IVC. And she's sharing about all the programs that you might be familiar with at a high school in a CTE pathway and how those translate into those same type of programs at the community college. So if you'd like to ask a question, now is the time. We have a little bit of time, and the rest of this hour is just devoted towards your questions for Roxanne. So at the bottom of your tab, you probably have figured this out on Zoom. You could ask a little Q&A. That's a place where you type in a question. We'll read those and we'll ask Roxanne. But we have a couple that we wanted to ask ahead of time as people are typing those in. So Roxanne, real quick, I know we all know IVC, right? But remind me, how much does it cost to even go to IVC? What is the cost of attending IVC?
That's a good question. And we get that a lot. So one of the cost is let me see, I'm trying to pull up our home screen because it's going to really show you all the fees that are associated with this. So if I just say, you know what, it $46 a unit, that's not really, you know, kind of what it is. Can you see my screen? Are you able to see it?
Not
I can
quite
okay.
yet, but you mentioned, as you're doing that, you mentioned $46 a unit. So that is the official tuition cost for the state of California in community colleges. So every community college in the state of California, they all have the same tuition fee, and that's $46 a unit. Now, there might be some additional student fees here and there, parking fees and all those things.
Right.
But essentially, when you're comparing apples to apples from one university to this college to that university, when they say tuition costs, the cost at Imperial Valley College, the cost at I don't know, other community colleges up and down the state, Butte Community College. I'm trying to pull up my name of all these different community colleges in Los Angeles and San Diego. They all have the same exact tuition, $46 a unit. So, Roxanne, as you're pulling that up, most of your classes in the CE program, are they 3-unit or are they 4-unit classes?
Those that contain labs, some of them are 4 units, but some of them are also 3 units. So
Okay.
it really depends, and it
So
really
if I
depends
do
on the course. Yeah.
right, so if I do the math on a 3-unit class at IVC, that's about $138. Now, you may have sources of financial aid that will cover that. By the way, your screen is up, so this
The
looks like
IVC
it's
homepage.
yeah, this looks like the IVC webpage. So that's imperial.edu is the landing page, the webpage for IVC, and you were going to show us. I'm assuming the cost of attending IVC.
Yes. So you would go to For Students, and this is where you're going to find all of your information. You know, what is, because there's so many resources and there's so many different programs that we have. We have our student health center. We have all of these different types of distance education. We know we have math lab. We have the library scholarship opportunities. All of that you will always find here in the basic For Students. So when you go down to the student health guides, it will kind of put down all of these different informations in more depth. And I know in more depth. And I know that a lot of the students don't realize that this is on here, and they're seeing exactly what different types of programs, schedules, different departments that they're able to go into and see, okay, this is something I want to know more about. This is an opportunity I want to know. So this is something that students don't really get to see. But hold on, let me pull up your question specifically. So where is the, so here it goes into what fees are, how much you can, what the fees are for the courses, what it looks like in your specific courses, because these are exactly breaks down the costs and exact. So when you call like admissions and records, or when you call the business office, they'll give you more in-depth and detailed information as to why am I being charged $46 a unit, why are some of my friends being charged $251, which, you know, that has to do with the non-resident tuition, but there are programs for that. So that's why I always tell the students, please contact admissions and records, please see what types of programs there are. See, even with financial aid, if you feel you don't qualify, there's so many different grants, there's so many different funding opportunities that would be able to help you and want to see you succeed and want to see you go to school. So this is kind of how it breaks down our fees for IVC. And again, if you pull up the fee in comparison to some of the fees of our CSUs and our UCs, we see that it's a lot less in comparison, which your parents love and you love too. So this is a great resource for you to just come here and just see exactly what type of fees and how it's breaking down, and who you contact if you have more questions regarding a specific fee that you have seen on your schedule or you have seen on your fee webpage on your WebStar. So it's all here.
Great. So, by the way, thank you, Roxanne. We'll continue to ask some questions. You've tuned in to the Imperial Valley College Career Education segment at 1 o'clock. If you have a lot more deep questions about general IVC, that's at 2 o'clock. So hang tight, because at 2 o'clock, the whole IVC team will join us, and they'll answer in-depth questions in general about IVC. Right now, we're looking for specific questions as it relates to the career education program at Imperial Valley College. And Roxanne, go ahead and leave that website up. I think I like this because here's another question that might come your way from a student. Is you've mentioned career education programs. Is there a place on the webpage that I can go to and find a list of all the different programs that I might be interested in? Like you mentioned welding, but maybe I'm not as much of a welder as I am a fabrication guy or whatever it might be. I don't know what the difference would be, but maybe they could see a list of the different CE programs.
Yes. So when you go down to here to courses and programs, you'll go to career education.
Oh, great.
And when you go into career education, it'll break down exactly all of the different, and all of those categories that I showed you, those really fancy names, this is pretty much what it comes down to. Our health and public safety services are right here. You know, your emergency medical services, fire technology, firefighter, medical assistant. If when you're talking about, you know, the automotive, you'll see, you know, the automotive program here. So these are all the different types of programs, certification and degree programs that we offer at IVC. And some of these courses have specializations that you're actually able to earn either degree or certificate, like as child development, but you can also earn an additional certification in administration, specialization in child development, or those that want to learn or obtain a career, a job in working with children with special needs, there's an additional certification for that. If you want to be working specifically with the infant and toddler demographic, that population, we have an unstackable certificate for that. So these are, there's so many different opportunities, and there's so many different options depending on exactly what you're interested in. So this all falls in the category of career education. And there's a lot. So
yeah, there's almost more than I can fathom. So if I'm a student and I'm interested in attending IVC and I'm interested in career education, the first place that I think they may want to go to is the webpage to get a listing of all the different career education programs. Now, presumably, not to go down too far down this wormhole, Roxanne, but presumably if you click on one of those programs, will it tell you all the detailed classes that you would have to take?
Yeah. Yes, it will. So let's say you're interested in building and construction technology. And so, you know, a student comes in and says, I want to work in building and construction. I really don't know exactly what I want to do there, but I kind of want to get some classes. Maybe I want to earn a degree. I don't know. This is a very good, nice, kind of like a cheat sheet. It gives you the description of what that program is. It also, this is really cool, it gives you different career opportunities. I've had students who've come in and say, I want to work in masonry, but I don't know how to go about that. I don't see that on your webpage. Well, that course is included in building and construction technology. So that would be under the concrete formwork layout setting course. And if you see these core classes and you see the units required to obtain, even though this is for the degree shows that these are the core classes in addition to the general education courses. If you just want to earn the certificate, it would just be those core classes without those general education courses embedded into that. So the students get this type of layout, and they're looking at the classes and they're saying, maybe I want to get my certificate and I want to start working, and then I can take additional courses, you know, to earn that degree. We help with that as well, to make sure you have a comprehensive education plan to show, you know, what you can do, because you are able to earn the certificate and the degree in both the building and construction technology. So you can do both, and that'll be a lot of students do wish to do that. Some students ask, well, if I'm going to do this building and construction, like, what does that look like for me? How long is that going to take me? So we have that also on our website. So it's for any one of these programs. When you go to these learning and career pathways, and let's say we go down to economic and workforce development, which is, you know, part of the career education. And so the student says, okay, well, I want to see what that looks like in terms of a semester, just a general template of that. It'll kind of go and show you this and say, hey, your first semester, these are kind of a typical courses that you'll be taking if you want to earn your degree. This is the amount of units here. And this is kind of a really feasible transition or a way to earn these courses, and it kind of lays out the map for you. So the students are able to see and have kind of a guide, like, oh, okay, I can start taking these courses here. Not to mean that every student is different, and this is why I really advise to see a counselor. Maybe they've already taken a course, maybe they're concurrent enrollment, maybe they did a dual enrollment program, maybe they want to test out of some of these. They've taken AP English, don't really need to go through some of these. It would be really easy to just contact the counselor and say, hey, I see the sequence, but what would my individualized plan look for me? So they can easily go through that and see, okay, it's in 2 years, I should naturally be able to complete this degree. I just want the certificate. It breaks down in 2 semesters what your courses would look like. Now, 2 semesters is equal to 1 year. So in 1 year, you have the possibility of the potential to earn the certificate in building and construction. And it kind of lays out the courses and how you would do that. And then we also have the specialization for students who want to go more in depth and want to learn, want to have that specialization in building and construction. They can take on these concrete masonry specialization or carpentry specialization and have that in addition to their sequence. So it really, we want to be as transparent, but we also want to be as helpful and assist every individual student as possible. So we want to make sure you have all the information at hand. Did that answer your question, or went above
It certainly
and
did
beyond?
great, but it obviously raises a whole bunch of others. You have mentioned we and I think some students have asked before the difference between degree programs and certificate programs, and it seems like the difference are the degree programs are the certificate classes, the skill set classes, plus general. Did you refer to them as general education courses?
Yes.
And so, what would be an example of general education courses?
So general education would include your PE, would include your science, which it would include your humanities course, your communication, your social and behavioral science courses. So depending on where you want to transfer, some students just want to earn their degree and just want to see what other opportunities they have outside of the degree. Some students have an actual university, or they are seeking a university to transfer to. So it depends on what that university is asking. But for our IVC general education requisites and to earn the degree, it kind of goes down like with our history, our PE and certification courses. You don't need to take any of these additional classes, but for a degree you do. History is one of them. Your math, your English, those are considered our gen ed courses.
Great. That makes sense. Now, and all of those classes could be identified through working with your IVC counselor when you enroll and get an IVC counselor to do that. Or maybe, I guess you're the CTE counselor, you can maybe point them in the right direction for that as well. Good. Thank you very much. All right. A couple other questions. You mentioned Career Center. One of the questions that came in ahead of time, does your school help students find career jobs? You mentioned the Career Center. Where do students find the Career Center on your campus?
So for students, and you would see the Career Services Center here on the bottom. And this is the contact information, the numbers, the appointments that you can do. There's me. There's all our team willing and ready to help. And these are different resources that you have. There's some students who are looking for maybe an internship opportunity, maybe job vacancies. Our Career Services Center work with employers in the community to provide opportunities to our students. So this is somewhere that they can go search and seek, what opportunities are out there. And if they see something, if a student sees something that they're interested in, they're able to contact one of the career services team members or the career services in general and have someone help them initiate that process. So, build an effective resume, get that cover letter going. Maybe some students need additional support in regards to the interview. And even we have resources that extend to students who say, I got an interview. I don't have an outfit. We even have, career clothing for you if you are in need, and you can go down there and we have a career closet. So you are able to choose something that you need for an interview. So we have so many different resources for the students. They also host, the career services host virtual events as like sort of mini job fairs or just information for students who are looking for a job. I know that there's been some virtual events that have to do with, searching for a job during the COVID situation and how to go about doing that. So they do have these events, and it would just be for the students to come in and make sure that they are looking and see what upcoming events are here, or even some of our student success stories. Oh, there's not there. We had one student there who actually is going further, but they put in our student success stories there, and then they just put in upcoming events. Students should visit this and frequent this often if they're searching for a job, or just call. We're working on doing a virtual hour, just as we do in the for the other departments, our counseling departments, admissions and records, the Zoom virtual hour. They're looking to start one here at the Career Services Center as well. So it'll be on Tuesdays. You're able just to click that link, and you'll have someone just help you and assist you, and you just kind of say, hey, I am looking for a career that interests me. What can I do? There's certain assessments that you can take. There's certain questions and questionnaires, and kind of find what your niche is, and then go from there. Or I just need help with this job application. They're asking this specific question. I don't know what that means. You'll have someone there to help you.
Perfect. One other quick question, and by the way, if you have any summary thoughts, we can maybe get to that. But I want to encourage students to now's the time to type your question into the question and answer tab at the bottom. But one question that we would have, I heard you mention that students can apply to IVC and I guess probably to any community college using the same webpage address, and that was Open CCC Apply. Was that what it was called?
Yes, and we make it really easy for you. You go to for students, and you can go to get started, and all you would have to do is go to new student. You're a new student, you want to start, go to new students, and it kind of gives you just the breakdown on exactly what each step is. And for the very first one you see here is you go to OpenCC online application, you click on that, it takes you directly there. After you apply and you want to come back to this checklist, and you want just a little bit more exploration on careers, it'll also take you to our California Community Colleges My Path website, which is a really good resource because it also provides you a career assessment. You can explore careers, and even some of the information that you get from this website, you can call our career services and say, hey, you know what, I kind of got this information. Can you give me more details in regards to this and IVC? So this is a really good resource for our students if our students are looking to further that. But we do have this checklist, and it tells you exactly how to go about everything, when to see a counselor. This is where you would click on your orientation that you need to complete. We make it very easy for you just to follow these steps.
Great. Now, presumably students who are high school seniors right now, the assumption is this particular webinar, Zoom webinar for Higher Education Week, is targeting high school seniors. Now, they may be juniors, or there may be older family members who are tuning in, but that's essentially the audience that we're looking at. So if a high school senior wants to begin to apply to IVC, could they begin to do that even like today?
Yes. Okay.
And now, in most high school seniors' minds, they're in school now, school ends sometime in June, and they get hopefully they'll be on campus, they'll be able to walk across and get a diploma at a graduation stage somewhere. And then they would presumably begin school next year in August or September at IVC. But between now and August of 2021, there's actually several little sessions that you guys have at IVC. So you have spring semester, actually even before spring semester, you have winter session coming up during the Christmas time. And then you have spring semester, and then you have summer. So is there 3 sessions before next fall 2021?
Yes. One thing that I like to make sure that the students are aware of is that we only have 2 semesters. We have fall semester and spring semester. Now, winter and summer, they're called intersessions. And the reason being is because in the winter, the semester gets condensed into about 4 weeks. So the rigor is there. And a lot of students like to take intersession courses just because it's pretty much on a daily basis. They're taking one course that they only need to focus on. Some students feel that this is effective for them if they are struggling with the subject and feel they don't have to really, kind of spread themselves among other different courses. They only have one subject to dedicate themselves to. Other students don't like the intersession just because of the way it's condensed in the way that you have to fit a 16-week semester into a 4-week intersession, and in summer a 6-week intersession. So 16 weeks to 6 weeks. Some students feel it's a lot, but talk to your counselor depending on what's best for you. Again, I have students who are pro and students who are con, and it's just about seeing that. But one of the things I did want to point out, yes, you can essentially go starting the winter once you go to OpenCC apply, then the spring, and then the summer. So you already have, courses that are already in your belt by the time you do come and enter IVC full time. So yes.
That's good. And then, but maybe if they apply now, they may be getting some news and information that they may be anticipating happening in the fall, but there's a lot of winter sessions and spring semesters and summer sessions that happen. So not to worry too much if they're planning on starting in the fall. Hey, one last question, if I could, and I know my colleague at Imperial County Office of Education, Denise Cabanilla, from our team at the Higher Ed Department, will come back and kind of wrap some things up. But Roxanne, one student and a couple of students asked some questions about, do you have an electrical program? Do you have, I think the other one is computers, repair, computer in general stuff. So once again, where would a student go if they wanted to get kind of a one-page sheet about, or maybe a couple-page sheet about what they need to do for this particular degree, whether it's a certificate or degree? Where would they go again?
They would go to courses and programs and career education. And if they're looking for the electrical technology program, they would just go down to electrical. Where are you, electrical? Oh, here it is. So we would just go to electrical technology, and then there they would have their cheat sheet, and the cheat sheet breaks it down on what, transfer preparation, what the outcomes of are this program, just description of what the program is, what opportunities are aligned with that, and then it'll break down the courses that are needed to get that degree or certificate.
Roxanne, that cheat sheet is my favorite thing on your website. I have to admit, it just makes things so clear and easy to understand. You can see what your sequence of courses will look like. No more guessing, what should I take next or what have you. It's all laid out there. Students that are on the call, I cannot encourage you enough. I am an IVC alum, and I will say these cheat sheets, back when I was there, it was a booklet. And that's what helped me to graduate. Yeah. That and the support of a great counselor. So Roxanne, I can't thank you enough for everything that you do for our students, your commitment to ensuring that they have all the information they need, and their parents right now that they're in high school, if they're helping guide them. So
my pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. And students, please don't hesitate to reach out to Roxanne. She's definitely there for you and will help you in any way she can. Thanks so much, friend. Have a good one.
You too.